his way
Damian Lillard
to the
drama
Milwaukee
is over.
Bucks.
He has ended up
This
in
is
Milwaukee.
what
Lillard
Damian
is
Lillard
a Milwaukee
brings
Bucks.
to
I was
the
out. I was
NBA.
running errands. I was
a blockbuster deal that
Hey man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the What's Next on Basketball YouTube channel. Or I guess I should say video, not episode. But anyways, let's just get into it right away. You guys saw the intro to this video, so you already know what's going on. We will be talking about the Damian Lillard trade to the Milwaukee Bucks. So, it's Friday right now, so I believe if I'm correct on this, it's been maybe 3 days now? Almost 3 days since the trade, and now that we're all kind of situated and we've all calmed down with how crazy it was, because honestly, that was not a trade personally, I wasn't expecting that. So, yeah, kind of like almost 3 days now. And, you know, in this video, I'm just going to go over the trade for you guys so you know exactly what everyone got on each team for the trade, and give you a little bit of my opinion on it. So, you know, let's just get right into it. So, for what was it, 2 months now? We've just been waiting for the Damian Lillard trade. 2 months ago, Damian Lillard had requested a trade from the Trailblazers because the Trailblazers are doing a rebuild, and Damian Lillard did not want to be a part of that rebuild. There was this whole big thing going into the NBA draft, like, are the Trailblazers going to trade their second round pick to get a superstar for Dame, or are they going to use that pick and just continue doing a rebuild? Because in this draft, you had Victor Wembanyama, you had Scoot Henderson, you had Brandon Miller, and I think for most people, it was like, okay, it was probably going to go Victor, Scoot, and then... Oh no, I think they had the third pick. Yes, they had the third pick, I'm sorry. It was Spurs, Hornets, and then the Trailblazers. So, for them, it was either they're going to get Brandon Miller or they're going to get Scoot Henderson. And, well, as we all know, they got Scoot. So, because of this already made everyone realize, okay, they must be going in a rebuild. And Damian Lillard had already expressed to the organization that he didn't want to be a part of a rebuild. He was not about the young guy movement. He was here to win a championship. He's getting older, and he knows that, so he wants to make sure he gets a chip before he has to retire, and before, you know, he starts getting worse and worse. So that's when he declared a trade, and then at first, the Trailblazers were like, oh no, we'll be fine. We want to keep him. We're talking right now. We're going to try to make this work. And clearly it didn't work because Dame ended up expressing more about how he feels. He then gave them a team he wanted to get traded for, which we all know was the Miami Heat. And from what I heard from reports, if they were true, allegedly he had said Miami or nothing. That was basically what he was telling them. So they ended up trying to do a trade with Miami, and Miami was going to give them Tyler Hero, Nikola Jovic, I think is his name. And I think some picks, and it just wasn't enough for the Trailblazers because they didn't want that. They didn't want anything that they were offering. So it kind of went to a stalemate for for the rest of the month, I think it was. And it kind of was this whole agreement towards everybody where we all just agreed that Dame was going to go to the Miami Heat sooner or later. So we were just like, okay, we just have to wait, you know? And I guess that's what the organization of the Miami Heat thought too, because they didn't really do nothing else. From what I understand, that was the best offer they could give, which is understandable because the Miami Heat didn't even have that much to begin with to trade. So it was going to be very difficult to even trade for Lillard. And yeah, it didn't work out. So we were all like, okay, well, he's going to get traded eventually. A lot of us speculated right before the season starts. Some said spring training. And then we heard that the Trailblazers wanted to trade him before Media Day. And that's exactly what happened. I think Media Day is in a few days now. And Dame got traded. And it wasn't the Miami Heat. It was a team that nobody expected, the Milwaukee Bucks. So in this trade, it was actually a 3-team trade with the Bucks, the Trailblazers, and the Phoenix Suns. So I'm gonna go down through this list and tell you what each team got. So first, obviously, let's just go with the Bucks. The Bucks got Damian Lillard. The Suns got Grayson Allen, Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, and Yusuf Nurkic. And then the Trailblazers got DeAndre Ayton, Tomani Kamara, Drew Holiday, a 2028 unprotected swap rights, a 2029 unprotected first round, and a 2030 unprotected swap picks. So that's what all the teams got. And obviously that got everybody out of shock. It got me out of shock. I even put like a YouTube short about it. And overall, I think the trades for everybody was pretty good. You know, my plan is I'm gonna do a podcast episode where I talk about the Damian Lillard trade and any other news that I didn't mention at all since the previous episode, and just go down through it. So I'm not gonna go super in depth with it in this video. This is more just to talk to you guys and give a review of what the heck was going on, in case you guys, for some reason, if you were living under a rock and didn't hear about the Dame trade. And I will say a little bit about my opinion, not the grade, but my opinion on the trade overall. And I think this was just great for everybody. Dame especially, because I'm pretty sure I said before in previous videos where I just didn't really care about Dame when it came to him like getting upset and wanting to leave, because I was like, he should have left years ago. You were in an organization that you yourself, yes, you were loyal. You were very, very loyal. No one's going to question that. But the organization was not very loyal to you. They didn't give you an all-star or a superstar your entire time there. Well, I think Jeremy Grant is an all-star. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's an all-star. So I guess you got one all-star. And throughout your, 11, 12 years working there, and even when you told them, like, hey, can we trade that second pick and do something? They were like, no, we're not trading the third pick. And they didn't trade the third pick, so they got Scoot, which, to be fair on their side, I wouldn't have done it either, because it was just like, no, like, we're about to get a generational talent here in Scoot Henderson. We're not going to trade him just so we can have a few years of maybe contending. So that was smart on their end, but obviously in a loyal perspective, if you want to call it that, this probably definitely hurt Dame, and I think that was the final straw for him when he was just like, all right, I'm out of here. So it's great to see Dame in a new environment, and this is obviously great for the Milwaukee Bucks. I literally made a video, I think it was like a YouTube short, and I talked about it in some episodes of Giannis. Like, this was the big thing throughout most of the off season. Giannis, for those of you that don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago by now, Giannis had started expressing more and more about being with the Milwaukee Bucks and how he was going to get a contract extension if he was going to sign it. And he told the people he was talking to that as of right now, he wasn't going to do it because he's all about winning championships. And from what he was saying, apparently he didn't really feel that as of right now. So he's not going to sign until he feels like the team was really going for a championship, which was understandable. That makes sense. And yeah, he was just expressing it, being like, he said it all the time. He kept repeating it. He loves the city. he would love to retire as a Milwaukee Buck, but he would also love to win more championships. And he said that's what matters at the end of the day. So all these rumors came out about how, oh, maybe Giannis is leaving. What is the Bucks going to do? Are they going to try to make some big trades? Like, what are they going to do to keep Giannis? Because there was a very real hypothetical scenario where Giannis was going to leave in, I think it would have been like 2 years after his contract. And he would have been on something like the Knicks was a big one. I think the 76ers, the Lakers, there was a bunch of teams. Basically every team would have wanted him. So obviously this was like, oh my God, what are they going to do? And the Bucks obviously heard this and said, you know what? We're going to answer this. And they traded, what was all the guys on their team? Well, obviously they traded a bunch of players and a bunch of picks. I think these picks were from the Bucks. And they got Dame for Giannis and proceeded to make probably one of the most scariest duos heading into the new season. You now have Dame and Giannis together. That's going to be insane. Damian Lillard just came off of probably his best season of his career, arguably. And Giannis obviously is just still amazing and still is up there when it comes to like MVP candidates. It's going to be a scary season. That's all I'm saying. I actually plan on making a video about the 23-24 season, so make sure to check that out. Check it out throughout the next couple of days, seeing when it'll be uploaded. I don't know when exactly. I might try to wait a week or so to do it, just because I want to see what happens with Drew Holiday, if they're going to trade him, and that goes to Drew Holiday as well. They traded Drew Holiday just to get Dame, which was a big surprise for a lot of people, because Drew Holiday wanted to retire as a Buck. The fans of Milwaukee love Drew Holiday, so I thought they would never, trade him. And he's very, very good on defense. Probably one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA currently. And that was a little shocking. I don't know. There is some questions there when it comes to their defense as to what the heck they're gonna do, but I'm sure the Bucks will figure it out. Next is the Suns. The Phoenix Suns did honestly pretty well with the stuff they got. The Suns overall this entire offseason have been doing a phenomenal job when it came to just their just signing a lot of good players around their superstars. As I said here, they got Grayson Allen, they got Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, Yusuf Nurkic. They got some good players, though, to be fair, they are going to have to take away some players, because I was looking into their roster. I think they have about like 19 players on their team right now in their roster. So they're definitely going to have to do some, they're going to have to let some people go, and that's going to suck. But yeah, they've done a phenomenal job. If I had to give... No, I'm going to wait for the grade for them. I'll wait for that. But let's move on. Move on to the Trailblazers. Now, Trailblazers, probably out of all these teams, were the best. Probably had the best deal out of all of them, running away with this trade. They got DeAndre Ayton, who is a center. Of course, as you guys know, I put him pretty low in my top 100 in a previous video. Make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. But in that video, I put him I think it was 99 or something like that, 98. I put him super low because I didn't like his performance last season. His performance last season was very, very poor, which is why I put him so low. But that was also because he just hated playing with the Suns. We all heard about how frustrated Ayton was with the Suns. He wanted to leave. He just didn't care anymore. And there was last summer when he almost went to the Pacers, if you guys remember that. I think it was last summer. He was about to go to the Pacers, but the Suns matched that contract, and he ended up staying with the Suns, which really sucked because that would have been nice seeing him with the Pacers with Tyrese. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Now, he's going to go to Portland, where, let me check the roster here. Check what's going on. Let's see. They have, well, obviously they have Ayton now. They have Jeremy Grant. They got Scoot Henderson, Drew Holiday, Shaedon Sharpe, Anthony Simons. And is there any other good guys here that I should mention? I think that's at least the guys that I know of that will be good. And yeah, that's going to be even though they're trying to do this rebuild phase, that is still a scary team to have as like your next young core. So definitely try to check the Trailblazers out this season, just seeing how the team looks. I don't know if Drew Holiday will still be on the team. I think, in my opinion, Drew Holiday might get traded. So, because I did hear a bunch of news, and I believe the Trailblazers even came out and said they're going to try to trade Drew Holiday. So, definitely expect some teams trying to get him because he is a very valuable player to have. And I think that's all I really wanted to say about the Dame trade. As for my opinion, like I said, overall, I think this was great for everybody. This was a very shocking trade. This might, in my opinion, this might go down as like maybe a top 3 trade in the past 5 years, maybe even 3 years of the NBA. This is probably my favorite thing about the NBA. I just love seeing all these trades happening, these crazy blockbuster trades, if you want to call them that. And, you know, it's just a fun part of the NBA. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about this video. I just want to tell you guys about the Dame trade and exactly what the heck's going on with that. Make sure to follow all my socials, you know, my Instagram, my Spotify. Those will be in the links in my channel. If you go to the About Me in my channel, you'll find the links there. And obviously make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to watch more videos. I have a couple videos right now in the works that I'm trying to get ready and done. Hopefully this video will be uploaded the same day. I can get it all fixed since it's not going to be that long to edit. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.